This is the episode. But I'm going to take it off because I feel like I'm too close to your face. Hold on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to She Gets It Pod and an Everything Culture collab. This is a short series, talks they don't want to have, meaning different people from all different cultures inside the United States and outside of the United States. But our focus is how Black people live and what they endure in the United States. Welcome. My name is Shan. That is Drake. And we are here to collab and talk about episode 7. And episode 7 is the influence of capitalism towards Black people in the US. And how we're going to break this down to start, we're going to start with the influence, the capitalism breakdown for Black people, and brands and propaganda. And if you are not subscribed yet, click the subscription, okay? And please find us on your favorite podcast app. You can find Everything Culture Podcast, Everything Culture Podcast, everything.com. Okay, check his podcast out. And you can also find She Gets a Pod on all your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to check out Good Pods. And if you would like to donate either to Everything Culture, you can do that. We appreciate it. You can donate to She Gets a Pod. You can do that. We appreciate it. Either way, we gonna come give this to you on YouTube and audio. All right, Drake, you ready?
You know I stay ready. Let's get into this.
Okay.
Ooh. Can I point out something?
Yes.
I just find it extremely ironic that we having this conversation about capitalism and you have a Supreme hat on. But I'm gonna continue. Okay, let's go.
I would like to state that I've been buying Supreme since I was 22. And I have a great collection of Supreme hats. Have I purchased one recently? Absolutely not. But I do take care of my things.
What we repping over here?
Everything Culture.
What we repping over here?
Everythingculture.com, where you can find all the merch. Okay. Support. We appreciate it and we love it. All right. So we talking Black people spending money and why we spend money and what companies target us to spend money. And the influence is basically how you think you need to spend your money, how you think you need to look in life, what you think you need to do, our behaviors and what we say, and when we say it and where we say it at is what these brands are looking for, okay? That's how they find us, okay? And they track us through different tech avenues, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit. The capitalism part is basically the economics of it all. It goes through a political system of how we're targeted, how the companies trade with politics, what they spend their money in, what they invest in, and what we don't get out from spending our money with them. There are private owners that have a bigger profit long term that we don't even see. And by the time we understand it, it's too late. They're already in our neighborhoods. They're already pushing us out. They're already gentrifying and they're moving forward. And the thing is, we have to think forward. So that's why it's political. And the brands and propaganda of it all is Black people think that brands are more trustworthy if they sprinkle us in a little bit, if they add our songs. You can't play no game and not hear Black music. You can't watch no commercial, whether you're watching Netflix or cable, and not hear Black music. What else? You can't even go in a grocery store without hearing Black music. But who's profiting for that in the long term? Is it us or is it them? And that's what we want to talk about. We want to know what these brands are doing, what this paperwork is saying, and how we're benefiting long term. And why Black people feel like this brand here is more credible over that brand, when in all actuality, it's the same thing, just a different tag. So that has a lot to do with how we spend our money. You got anything to add? Did I miss anything?
How do you want me to go in now? You want me to save it to later?
You
That's the
could go in
question.
now.
So first, I want to go with the definition of capitalism. You touched on it overall, and everything you're saying. Capitalism is an economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production and their operations for profit.
Mm-hmm.
Central characteristics of capitalism include capital accumulation, competitive markets, price systems, private property, property rights recognition, voluntary exchange, and wage labor. What is America based off on?
Labor. Oh, it used to be labor of people. Now it's labor. Well, I mean, it still is labor of people, but it's profitized.
Continue. So
It's
it's a political ideology. All right.
right,
And America is one of the that we are the beacon and shining hope of capitalism. America is based off slavery of our people. Even though slavery didn't start with us, ideally, but the way they came up with slavery is to make it a point to make a difference with us. Because once again, race is not real.
right,
Racism is. Race is completely made up.
right.
Okay. And it was made up to support capitalism,
Which is why
profit off
we're
of
still
people.
having the conversations of why we don't have reparations.
So we ain't even there yet. We ain't even there
I'm
yet.
just saying.
You know, but you said it. We got to build them up to it. But I
Okay.
want like the thing when we talk about capitalism and everything we're about to get into this episode. This is America.
Right.
Can can we play a little bit of that in the background? This is America. That's what I think of America. It's capitalism.
Yeah.
How can I make money off you?
Yeah.
What's one of my mottos I still need to put on the shirt? People don't care about people. People care about the use of people.
Right.
And if I could sell you a brand, once again, a brand, I can wear you my label, my everything culture, I'm hoping to educate you. But am
Right.
I trying to do something that I can feed my family and build my community with that in the same sense? Yeah. But when I tell you, when they get into why we do what we do, marketing is how it's all is in support of the American dream,
Right.
capitalism.
It's when you really get into it, it gets really like, okay, how do we stop this cycle? And it's hard to stop the cycle. I mean, we touched on it on the last episode where you were like, people want to move away from capitalism. They don't want to have to do X, Y, and Z to have money in order to have this life. But that is the engine that is the United States.
Exactly. And it's people that want to keep that engine running,
Right.
and they've been doing it well for a long time.
Right.
A long time. I just finished reading uh Frederick Douglass' book, The Life of an American Slave.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let me tell you something. When I tell you a lot of things, and I've said this before, where HR comes from, but if you look at how when he speaks about
Mm-hmm.
his experience being a slave,
Right.
and how the slave plantation is set up and how it runs,
The
it,
hierarchy.
the hierarchy. I'm talking about from the slave owner to the slave. The slave owner and the slave master was not the same person usually.
Right.
It sounds a whole lot like a workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Whole lot like it's a workplace. And then even when we talk about capitalism there, if you was a white person and you didn't have slaves, oh, you was whack. You were poor.
Right.
You weren't respected.
Right.
So capitalism is a part of it. And when we talk about black people, us, we've always been a part. We are the key in the back of capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not meant for us to be successful in it. It's meant for us to be used to continue to run it, to be
Mm.
the fuel. You understand? That's the way I say. And now we're not only the fuel, we're more looking like, but we're not the engine yet.
No.
I'm gonna make sure it's like we're still part of capitalism, just like everybody else is part of America.
Right.
It wasn't to the point to make, but it was a good time to turn people against each other, make black versus white.
Yeah. A
The easy way
distraction.
to support it.
You know, now I feel like we do have we do have more of a choice of how we play in the decision making of how we spend our money. But if we don't continuously keep educating ourselves on where the money is going and the investing is going, and we're just throwing our money to what we see on shelves to numb other things, that's going to become an issue. So when it comes to certain brands that purposely target Black customers to spend their money, I'm talking about we got Walmart, we got Dove, we have McCormick seasonings. You can't go in no Black person's house and not see at least 24 seasonings on their shelf, Mr. Brisket.
So they ain't got nothing to do with no white. That's me.
I'm just saying. But
So, but that's part of capitalism, though, because we
correct.
do it to ourselves.
Correct.
Okay, and that's the unique thing of it. It's like other countries want to mimic capitalism too, because once again, I think it's a human. I think capitalism was a way to bring something out of human nature out of people. A very id mindset.
This is
Is
how
just
I show my personality. I wear this. I
I
buy
about
this
to say.
up here.
I say id, but it may be more of an ego, super ego mindset. I would say more ego than anything else.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about like best example I give you, Juneteenth.
Mm, you talked about this.
I did talk about this. Me and my people are very open about it. This is something we celebrate all the time.
Right.
We bought shirts for each other. We made shirts for Juneteenth. We
Right.
had a collective connection between one another
Right.
of my hometown people in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So when Juneteenth became popular, we already knew what could happen.
Right.
But other people, especially Black people, don't celebrate Juneteenth. Capitalism, capitalism. You can't run from capitalism. Because guess what? There's a lot of Black people that don't give a dang about Juneteenth that wanted to sell me a Juneteenth shirt too. Hmm. And just like, you're doing the same thing other people are doing. You're doing the same thing that who was what was that Walmart had or whoever
Mm-hmm.
Kroger had the Juneteenth ice cream.
Yeah.
You're capital.
Walmart.
Okay. That's what they do with every holiday you can think of is the main purpose of that holiday. It's not
Right.
the religion, it's not the true faith of it. It's capitalism. Capitalism is almost extended past a political ideology, almost to a religion.
Right. And I think this year has been super fast paced for every holiday. We'll be in one holiday and we see two more holidays in the same aisle
That's
setting
the
up.
that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the
It keeps
whole
you
point.
spending money and keeps you in this mindset that you need to spend money because it needs to be celebrated.
Listen, capitalism, and this is once again, if we go bring it back to
Mm.
Black people, okay, but it affects all of it. That capitalism is so big, but how it affects us is so unique, and how we affect it as well. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Because once again, we're very influential, okay, but we're also very much influenced as well.
Right.
We're chasing things. So that's what I look. You want something you really don't need. Just a
More,
desire for
more
luxury.
of something in every color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just have the most. Or just because they have it, I have to have something better or different.
Yes.
It's why labels change. And
Yeah.
it's in our it's in our music, it's in our clothes, it's in our or fashion, it's in our
Cleaning product.
media. Shoot, I'll go give me some cheap Fabuloso in a heartbeat. But case in point like that. But as soon as Fabuloso start popping, what's gonna happen? That price go up. That's capitalism.
Mm-hmm. Or it's going to be in the media as being unhealthy, and then somebody else going to take that position.
Man, if you ever watched just this is not a plug, but really good show I liked it the way on Netflix, The Fall of the House of Usher.
I've heard of it. Baylor has said that's a great show, but
I'm the one to put them on. Let me tell you that.
I haven't
Fall
gotten.
of the House of Usher. Shout out to Baylor BTG for president.
Yes. Coffee.
If you watched it, I wish I may pull this scene into here. And he talks about I can't even go into full detail. I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm blank and I may cut this part out later. But he says this. Like, what do you do when life give you lemonade? Everybody say, I apologize. What do you do when life give you lemons? You make lemonade. He
Right.
says wrong. He basically goes into detail about you need to purchase the rights to lemons. You got to buy the seeds, and you got to make sure those are the seeds that you genetically create. Then you got to put out propaganda against other places with lemons. And he went through this whole detail where you become the full on, and then you put media. You have the Kardashians. Everything they do, they have something with a lemon. And he broke it down how capitalism looks and what it works and how effective it is, and makes you can pay off some politicians and this and that. And he's coming from a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, and he broke it down to the sense it's like it's right here in front of our face, and we still do it. It's
Right.
like somebody tell you, hey, when you walking past that fence, that dog will bite you.
Mhm.
Man, it does. And then you see that dog bite someone, and then you still go and do it. That's how strong capitalism have on us. It's almost against like a trance.
Yeah.
Like once again, we're all victims of it somehow, some way.
That's why, like, when you do see a clip of the Kardashians, even if you just like, I'm not watching that. Everything they do is in excess. No one needs a room full of snacks as a pantry. All the Oreos. I've never seen a cookie jar not filled. It's this feeling of you're not doing good in life if you don't have this abundance.
Because what's the name of the show?
Keeping up with the Kardashians.
What was this term before them?
What do you mean?
Come on, come on. It's keeping up with the who?
Oh, Joneses.
Yes, that they did that very much on purpose. Once again, right in your face.
Yeah.
It's just the point of chasing them. It's the whole point. The term of keeping up with the Joneses is an idiom or popular phrase that refers to the pressure to keep up with your neighbor's social status, wealth, and popularity. It refers to the way that people constantly compare themselves to their community and other people around and strive to accumulate the same material goods. Capitalism.
Yeah. And
Uh,
this is another thing too, where I feel like Black people have always struggled in America. Let me say that part, because in other countries, they are educated on how to create businesses in order to live the lifestyle that they want. In America, you can see the differences in education through different cultures. And they go to schools who take them on field trips to go into banks to talk about different saving accounts in elementary school and private schools. For a lot of public school kids in America, your field trip might be going to the movie theater to watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something educational that you can take with you through life. It's not going to be a life lesson field trip. And that, I think, the education on how to use money as a tool is completely missing from the Black culture living in America, unless your parents were in rooms or around people who educated on that them on how to use money as a tool, and they came home and they shared that with you. Or you yourself grew up, your parents never talked to you about that, and you learned it on your own. And I think that's what's missing is we either don't know it, don't want to learn it, don't want to unlearn what we thought, or we learn it too late. But there's a way to use money and still get those wants and still keep your net profits and know how to invest that so you can stretch it out to use it long term. And if we keep using the money that we're using our bodies to make and spending it the way that we spend it, we're going to end up depleted with things that we cannot do anything with, things that are not assets, things that we cannot pass down.
And even if you can pass it down, antiques, all those things, but in its influence, that's one of the big things with the mindset of capitalism is you have to influence people
Mm-hmm.
because that's why you social influencers.
Right.
If I wear something, if I'm a popular person, if I wear something, where you get that from?
Mm-hmm.
You wear that. Like if nobody's really wearing something, maybe nobody's gonna pick it up until somebody popular wear it. Like this, everything culture. If I gave Keith Lee or what's that girl name that with the football player
Uh, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. If Taylor Swift wore everything culture hoodie,
Hmm.
how come on influence.
Right.
Not to but look right, like it's influence. Food people eat something nasty if somebody they idolize
Yeah.
wore it. I want to go back to that people keeping up with the Joneses.
Mm.
That come from a comic strip. Did not know that
Me neither.
from 1913. And it was like a man and a woman, a married couple, that their main focus was continue to try to keep up with their neighbors. They never showed their neighbors, but the wife always compared what she had, looked at the neighbor and what she had, and she put the pressure on the husband.
Mm.
And it has a strip. She's like, look at Mrs. Jones. She goes to the matinees. She entertains. She wears wonderful clothes. She gets something out of life joyously, and she says her husband, whatever his name is, you simply got to make more money. And he says, I asked the boss for a raise today, Clarice. We still deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time, man. I don't want to continue to be in a race to fight for stuff to impress other people who really don't care about me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like the way of life here.
Yeah.
Because and guess what? And you know who they put that pressure on? If you become an adult and you learn that these things are not important, guess who they go pressure? Your children.
Right.
And black children are we're, every child is impressionable, but with us, and it goes like, shout out to Atlanta, shout out to, oh my God, Childish Gambino, what's his real name? Donald Glover,
Mm-hmm.
with the Atlanta episode,
Yeah.
Boo Boo. Oh, that touched that me and my homeboys, we called each other after that show. The next morning, we're like, boy, did you watch Atlanta than last night? Man, that's scary.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the unaliving, but that whole experience. Are you wearing fake FUBU? You
Yeah.
got the fake Jordans on.
Yeah.
Everybody could be struggling. Yo, you barely your mama could no telling what your parents going through. Like you're not thinking of it. You just gotta impress the kids at school. It starts so young.
You know what's so crazy about that though? When I went to school, the kid that had the things on that every kid wanted was usually the kid that was living in the worst conditions, as far as how their supervision was in the household, or not reading or doing work on the grade level they
Now
should.
that's the point right there. That's the point. I can't tell you how often my little cousins used to come to me, Uncle Brandon, look what I got. One of my cousins, he came down, old, like, think he had a Nike Tech on. He ain't nothing but 10 years old.
Mm.
I can do Jay this. I looked him right in his eyes, boy, I don't care. I ain't doing it. Like, I do not care.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell him this,
Mm.
but your mama was on Facebook the other day asking for help with the light bill. Boy,
Mm.
I don't care. You
Mm.
stepping into my house,
Mm-hmm.
multiple rooms, hardwood flows.
Mm-hmm.
This is comfort for me. Once again, everybody ain't even got to see this. This ain't no flex. This is just me and mine.
Right.
But you trying to that don't impress me. But why do you care so much is my question. Because the people who is raising him the priorities out of whack. They're falling to a victim to the mindset of capitalism to a different sense. Because I'm just as guilty. I have
Mm-hmm.
a yard. I have this house in a neighborhood, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
they try to make capitalism and safety almost go hand in hand at times. Which
Yeah.
one is it's that thin line? Because look,
HOAs. Your yard needs to look like this. How tall is your grass? Like, it's
because you got to
money.
impress other people.
Yes, money.
It's order, and they have to put order. It's like to fit in, you have to wear this. It's like a uniform.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to sit with the cool kids, everybody got to have this trinket, this pin.
Yeah.
Is We're taught this at a very young age.
Listen, let me say, I have two daughters, and
Ooh,
I
Jesus.
don't, I love fashion.
Mm.
Um,
She got a whole podcast of like crazy
okay,
about it.
we're
Okay.
right with Shan. I love fashion. I studied fashion design and marketing of products in college. My mom is a seamstress. My dad wore suits every day. I haven't seen my dad in a sweatsuit. Never seen him in denim. I saw him in suits, fine hats, and
Mm.
shine shoes.
She
Okay,
said fine hats.
okay. Take it out the hat box, crispy. So looking your best and being creative and doing your own thing and using your hands for skills, both parents. And I don't mind work, but at the same time, me having 17 years of retail experience from low retail Old Navy to high end, um, I don't let my kids get stuck in this mindset of I have to have these shoes or I have to have this bag or I have to have this jacket because it'll swallow you up. And you're not, my kids will never put the pressure on me to feel like I'm not doing my best parenting because it's not this brand. I, as someone that has worked in malls and boutiques, I shop online, I shop in Target, I shop in Walmart, and I'm going to tell you right now, the quality across the line is damn near neck and neck. Okay. When it comes to high end, in my mind, as a mom who has a house, who has utilities, who has savings accounts, who has insurance and knows what's needed going forward, what's important? Clean clothes, warm clothes, clothes that fit, uh, a house, being able, options. That's important to me. What brand you're wearing, that's not important to me. If I could buy two shoes for each child instead of buying one pair because it's Air Max or it's Jordans or you want New Balance, I'm gonna buy those two shoes. But I also, because I'm co-parenting, I also struggle with a parent who wants to question what kind of shoes are those?
What are those? I'm sorry. Okay.
What brand is that? Oh no, those could be her play shoes, but I'm gonna get her this. Okay, buy her whatever you want to buy her. 2 weeks, look at those shoes.
But the fact is, you're dealing with a parent that doesn't have the same type of ideology you have in the household.
Facts.
So that is
Okay.
whatever how them shoes look. That's not the point. The point is that, and that's a different conversation about having a communication between relationship and raising
And
children.
when it comes
When
to
you having,
value,
because that's they're I don't know the gentleman, but they're giving y'all children a different type of influence than you have.
but also let me tell you the difference in focus. He wants to know what kind of brand shoes she's wearing, and I can't even have a conversation with him about life insurance.
Well, but that's the point. People priorities be different.
And that's the problem with.
Look, it's a dude right now. I gotta find this clip. I may share it in here too. A young fella. Oh,
Yeah.
he wasn't young. He had to be in his 30s. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he won like the 50. He won like $50,000 in the lottery.
Right.
You know the first thing he went to go do, Shan?
Shop.
For
Car.
what? No, no. He went and bought the $30,000 chain. Look it
Well,
up. We gonna share it. I'm gonna try to find it and share it. He won. Once again, he was at a get. He lived in the hood, the quote unquote hood. He lives in a low income neighborhood.
okay.
He goes to this gas station every day, every week, or something of that nature. And he know that, and this is all him saying. He know that gas station is known for people getting robbed and jacked.
Mm.
He won $50,000. He
Bad
went and
prioritizing.
purchased a $30,000 chain. He went back to the same gas station where he won the lottery and got his chain snatched. And this was on the news. Everybody like that said he got a check. Dude, you won 50,000. What? You you once again it's hard. I'm
And you
sorry,
didn't even
y'all.
discuss the fact that he got to pay taxes.
That's why people get hit with taxes. Shout out to Red Fox. Rest in peace. Some of these folks, they don't believe tax. I don't like taxes. I don't want to have that conversation about taxes. Okay. Because at the end of the day, everybody's priorities different.
Right.
That's why credit is a thing. Because they know you ain't got it.
Mm.
Talking to myself. But the mindset, you gonna get it though. It's the get you caught up in that rat race so you can work harder and harder and try to do things. Make me more money.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mm.
But going back to slavery. When you didn't have a choice. Right here, you have a choice.
Mm.
You were forced to do things to make other people money,
Right.
income, make them feel comfortable, make them feel better than themselves. Now it's to the point we have once again, choice to do so. But because we absolutely can cut all this stuff off. It's absolutely a choice.
Right.
But now we have influence that we at that super ego level. We don't have death as the other choice. We
Mm.
have I'm not gonna look cool in front of my friends. My kid is gonna be teased.
Mm-hmm.
All these different things. That's your next choice. And
Mm-hmm.
to some people, unfortunately, that feels like death.
Mm.
It's gonna be all right.
Right.
If I need to wear some shacks tomorrow, I'm gonna wear some shacks. I want to make them look good.
That you know how they be having classes in colleges where you can study. He needs to be studied.
Who should kill O'Neal?
The way that he creates businesses and moves, that needs to be studied.
But you look what he did when he first got money. What did he do? You don't know.
I want to say he invested it and he
No, he did not. He was broke. He like his account. His manager, whatever, called him agent, called him like within a week. He blew that money within a week, millions of dollars. In.
he was in the negative.
Oh baby,
He learned his lessons.
But he made it a point to educate himself on finances. He went to school afterwards. He took necessary steps to continue to bring in income, but he listened.
Mm.
Somebody was able to give him advice, and he took the necessary steps to make those changes. One, everybody doesn't have someone to give them advice to make changes. Two, everybody's not going to take the advice either.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have obstacles, and us being black people, we're going to have larger obstacles because it wasn't meant for us to be successful within this system of capitalism. I want y'all to understand that it was created for us not to be successful in this system of capitalism.
And
So we're
every
still working.
level of
Yeah,
black people in life have obstacles, even when you got it.
yeah, and that's the black tax, big time. Okay, but we're continually making strides, but that's why they don't want to give us reparations. But that's one of the biggest things right there because it's not meant for us to have the fair chance to be successful because they can still make money off of us to a strong point because we're still struggling to get to that. Oh, we're made it. Yeah, and because you see a few of us make it. It's meant to be that way. It's meant for a few of us to have. We gonna give a few people the bone, but we can't give all of them the bone
Mm-hmm.
because we sitting there make money off them.
But I would also like to point out, like, even when some of us do make it, they always make it a point to make an example of, even if you get here, look what I can still do to you.
Always, always. But that's why you got to continue pulling your people up, and that's where you miss.
Yeah.
If you, man, people can say what you want to say, man. I pull people up. It's I'm spraying my back a few times doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my main thing. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in an area spot like if I don't have my friends don't have access of success. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's up to them to take it and know the opportunity. But I want to make sure we have the access of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we were just talking about a moment. We are talking about numbers before the show, y'all. And I was looking at my friend group. Majority of us are doing exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're in our mid, going into late 30s, and I'm like, man, are we just retired? And they don't. They just be just living life. They be talking about sports, and I'm the deep friend. You know, it's two things that get me: biddies and just being deep thought about life. Okay. But man, I was like, dog, do you see where we at, man? We are more successful than any of all of our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Not knocking our parents. Our parents did what they can do and what they have. But look, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're making progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not knocking our kids beside the wash and dryer. All right. We're not abusing our wives. We're married. We got not his homes, not houses, but homes.
Mm-hmm.
We man, my partner, he's on they call it the PTO, but he's like the president of the PTA.
Mm-hmm.
You nerd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we soon as I hope I'll be running for city council. You know, we're doing things. We owning businesses. This is amazing. It's progress. But do I say we got some friends that still stuck in some things that their parents were doing or doing less than with their parents? Yeah.
They stuck in
But
this cycle.
yeah, but breaking that cycle is so important.
Yeah, it is.
So important because it's meant for us to stay in the cycle of relying on and hopefully our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren get to that point that we are so to the point that this conversation we're having right here, it's like what are you talking about? Everything is being successful, but I want to make sure they know where we come from, and if it's to the point later, if we still need the assistance and help,
Mm-hmm.
we're there. But we cannot just say like I cannot just say everybody's still everybody is made it, and I knew this when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I knew to the point my studying, my reading is to the point to help out my friends who are not studying and reading and taking the tests and making A's. I'm gonna have to help their children out one day.
Sharing knowledge and knowing the people that you're around value the fact that you take that time to share and don't waste your time. And even with that family, you might see family not doing so well and you want to reach out and help family, but sometimes it gets to a point where you see that they don't want the help. They don't want to leave the comfy project home where it's only this, and as long as I make under this, I could get it for this price. Because if I go for that good job that I really want, that I need, then they gonna make me pay this, and I don't want it. Like, in life, period, at every level, as a Black person, you either in a space where you want more, it's going to require you to pull back. It's going to require you to not, go out as much, buy as much, but in the long term, it's going to get you further where you need to be. And you either go for it or you stay stagnant and you complain about what you don't have.
Oh, can I talk about we talk about the branding quickly? Can we talk about that?
You can talk about it.
The capitalism within the branding.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, capitalism. I'm gonna make sure everybody listening. These are the conversations, the talks they don't want to have.
Yeah.
Capitalism affects everyone. I've said this already in this episode. I'm gonna say it again. I may say it two more times. It affects everyone.
Right.
Capitalism does not have a color. It just not. We want to hit all y'all pockets, run them. Okay, capitalism was built directly off the backs of black. The most successful capitalism was slavery. Okay, that was a huge. That was a lick, if some people may say.
It's in private prisons.
Okay, it's still going. That's what I say. It's not over. So we can't let it go. Like, 'cause we still need it because this country's built off of it. Once again,
Yeah.
so branding.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Fubu earlier.
Right.
That was a brand. They knew it was a brand to make it off of who? White people.
Mm-hmm.
For us, by us.
Yeah.
Sean John.
Mm-hmm.
Branding.
Right.
Um, I don't know. Is it Nisei? Is that how you pronounce it?
Nietzsche.
I can go down like some more like
Echo. But he ain't black.
Echo. There's more north, but the point is, it don't have to be black, but it's geared towards black people.
Right. Timberland, but it's white owned.
But is Timberland geared towards black people though?
I feel like it is, but they do have, hiking boots. But
That's what I'm saying.
in urban areas, black people gonna come through and they gonna buy the same boots they bought last year.
So that's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Some things that we pick up on. Black people wasn't wearing Skechers like that.
No, but I do.
Skechers balling. Skechers making money off white people left and right.
But they did do a lot of shoes that mirror
because they tried. Once again, they try. Is the tip is can we grab all spaces? Saying we're they Chantal.
Yes.
Every other podcaster out here, we're all should be out here branding. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything culture is everything culture. It's not just for black people. Everybody can wear everything culture.
Right.
Check it out. We're the podcast for all cultures. All right. Same thing with a restaurant. You don't come in there. This is only Asian people can eat this chicken.
Mm-hmm.
No, you want everybody to get it. You got to find some everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The focus is like with Jordans. Jordans wasn't meant specifically black. Everybody bought Jordans,
right?
But black people love Jordan,
right?
And a specific kind of Jordans. That's why they keep making.
Right.
Because if you know Jordans have made some ugly ass Jordans before,
yes,
that wasn't really hitting.
A few numbers I do not like.
Mm-hmm. You feel me? But they know certain numbers that are hitting. So why not keep? The point is to, I've worked majority for nonprofits, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But for profit is for profit. I don't care how you feel. My point is to make money. That is a for profit. That's the job.
And I understand that. This is my thing. I'm not telling black people
I don't think you're arguing either. I want you to know that. That's why I don't think you are.
But
why does it work so well?
It's supposed to work well. That's called a good business plan.
Bingo.
There is a way when you can purchase these things, because these things are now, you're in a space where you can get wants. I think black people struggle with, am I in a space in my life where I can prioritize my wants first before my priorities?
When has that ever made sense though? I'm joking. I was like, but to a lot of people that doesn't make sense. Like, can I be personal with y'all?
Yes.
Can we family? Can we talk? Man, rest in peace to my mother. Okay, I never forget my mother. She what we call my family. She took a vacation for some time.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was locked up for maybe close to a year, 9 months or something like that. It felt like forever, as a kid.
Yeah.
She was arrested for stealing out of Walmart.
Wow.
You know what she was stealing?
What?
She was stealing Christmas gifts. And I remember she saying she wanted to give my brother was it a Dreamcast or something, a certain Sega or something like that. And I never forget my brother, like, man, she could have got it. She should have got away. That was my little brother said.
Mm-hmm.
My mindset was that, and I know this was an impactful moment in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I may do a TikTok about this later. My mindset was, we didn't need this shit.
Right.
I'd rather have you than to have them items.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate, this is me as a child. I'm like 10, 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have you here with me than
Mm-hmm.
rather you out there risking your life and your freedom over some items.
Because how much time did she trade for those items?
Like, comparing my mother passed when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So if she was going a year out of my life, what percentage of that she missed of our time we had together? You know what I mean? That is a big mindset. And people still do it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go out and like, "God, I gotta provide." And that's I don't like these. I don't like, because if it was I would, if it was food, it was something like that, but we didn't need that. You was stealing for once to put a smile on, a smile on the face. That's something we may not appreciate. Like we talking about them shoes. Them shoes gonna be dirty in the next 3 months.
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks.
That's capitalism, though.
Yeah.
That's capitalism. Rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Try to appease, and that's just, it's hard. I gotta go out. I work. Like, how many people that say, "Look, I go out and work hard for you," and them kids still don't appreciate you. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of morals is you really teaching?
Right.
But that's capitalism. You got some of the you see some of the richest people doing well. That's how I look at Doja Cat. Doja Cat, look, she's showing y'all how she feel about y'all, but y'all still go support her
Mm-hmm.
because it's branding and that talent.
Yeah.
I look at, like, once again, Beyonce. One day, it's some people smart. She came out with a perfume I saw recently, and it was not smacking like that, but people would go try it at least.
Yeah. As long as they buy it, that's the
But
gotcha.
we say, and we just talking about black, but it's across the board. From Miley Cyrus, all these other folks. People want to put people on a pedestal. That's why I believe they have industry plants too. If they're trying to sell you something, it's something they're trying to make sure you buy. Do you know Mickey? You know of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know about Donald Duck.
Mm-hmm.
You know about Goofy. All
Mm-hmm.
right. All those people, all those cartoons, all those characters were not meant to entertain children. It was meant to market.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism. It was meant to sell something.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many cartoons were created, especially in the 80s, just to sell something?
The commercials.
The Cabbage Patch Kids. Cause look, they go show you the cartoon, you
I
get
believe
tired with the
they.
characters, then they go back door with the toy.
Yeah.
He-Man,
Yeah.
all the G.I. Joe.
Guy Joe's Transformers.
Look at them memories. But do you have the action figure though? Transformers. Do you have the action figure though? Are you buying? Are you going to the movie? It's the media
Mm-hmm.
and it's the items. It's the clothing. Like when you see me in a lot of clothing, I'm gonna buy, like, I work on my body. I try to work on my body more than working on a label. I'm trying to wear my own brand,
Mm-hmm.
because the thing is, it's something everybody's trying to sell you something.
Right. That's why I like TikTok. Transparent. Okay. Look down in the corner. What are they selling? It's in the TikTok shop. Oh,
Let me
okay.
see.
Gotcha.
But hey, you can see me with a few soon. Let me tell you that.
I
But
saw you opening up packages.
but let me tell you, I got to open these cameras soon. But and the focus on, we pull it to TikTok. What's the best way? Like, even your content now, just by getting a lot of views and things. One of the best things that people love to engage with is argument and fighting and date, like relationships. And like, you see, like, I didn't see that eye roll that Shane gave us, but that's how I feel. You know how many people I be blocking and muting? I wish I could mute people on TikTok because I don't want to block them from my content, but I do not want to see theirs.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
If you want to sell somebody, if you want to sell something, start some drama. I think this whole thing with T.I. and his son, I halfway believe it's real, but I believe it's drama because all of a sudden, I see him on all these different podcasts. Where did this all come from?
Yeah.
It's a new way of marketing that's been created. You know, somebody hit me up talking about they wanted to start a fake beef with me so we can market it, so we can grow
Seriously?
our platforms. Capitalism.
I
It
hate.
all leads back to that.
I say I hate that. That even the skits. You can't even see something
Baby, I hate them skits so much.
you can't even give your concern to things naturally anymore because it's a skit or it's not genuine. It's hard. It's like the spaces that were created to create something authentic, something new, something refreshing. People are like, well, why would I sit here and think about an interesting topic to give people when this is the hot topic of the week and it's going to get me numbers? So, like, we're just passing hot potato gossip from space to space, and it's tiring. It's not anything expressive that's new going on. It's not new conversation. It's not a new way of thinking. It's just overused and exhausted energy just being spread across media. And that's not what media was supposed to be. But these companies and branding has caught on to the fact that they're not sitting and watching TV in this. They're not going to watch it unless this person spreads it or talks about this film or talks about this show. So let's figure out who's getting the most views. That's why they be muting people's access to a newer audience on platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and telling you if you buy this, you can get more exposure. When your audience is already there, they're just blocking you from connecting to the audience because they're looking for a way that they could gain profit from the energy that you're putting into yourself. So a lot of times, yeah, you do want to have a brand, wear your brand, and get the people while you're going from point A to point B in life, in real life, and talk to people about your brand. And that is a major thing that I've noticed, even with the youth. I just recently went to a streetwear event where people were showing their new product or their product that they have already at a show, and people are walking around and seeing it probably for the first time, and it's minimal people who had their brand there in their space that paid for a booth that would get up and talk to somebody who is just seeing their brand for the first time. Where do people get off to feel like there's my clothes? I don't have to say anything to you. It's going to speak for itself. Oh. You're not Steve, you're not Bezos.
Look, what you just now doing, Shane. You don't understand how capitalism works, young person.
But nobody was going to a garage to see Apple before it became what it is now.
You know how many garage sales my grandmother would almost flip her car over to turn and get into?
Like what's his name? That goes to garage sales now on his media. Dang, I can't remember.
That's a good niche. I might have to pick that up. I love buying
Yes,
stuff.
He always pushes people check out the garage sales. They have stuff.
I was raised on garage sales, and usually with garage sales, the person don't have to sell nothing. They put a sign up. That's their marketing, and like, hey, this is what I have. And the people may come out. Oh, I like this. How much you willing? It's a tag on here. I'll pay for it. Usually, if it's something, I put $50. It's really I'll take 25 for it. I'm gonna put 50 for it. And if I get 30 for it, I'm still happy. You did. Mm-hmm. But we do got some chairs that we're trying to get away from. I ain't gonna get into that. But
even that, because you said like you got a lot of clothes that you need to donate.
Donate. I'm donating.
But I could sell. Goodwill is a business that saw that people have stuff that they don't want. If they bring it here, I can look through it, have my people look through it, tag it, and sell it. And I didn't even have to go get it. They brought it to me.
And where am I not taking it?
The Goodwill.
There you go. I'm giving straight to the people without they have to pay for it. What sense does that make?
Yeah.
So, because it's capitalism. But I'm gonna go back to where you said things were not always like this. Things have always been like this with media, Shan, since the newspaper. I don't know if you know. Do you watch South Park?
No, I used to.
Okay, this is an older episode, but South Park be hitting on all these points. All right.
Hmm.
So where? So let's go in the newspaper. When you see the newspaper, what do you see?
I haven't opened a newspaper in years.
In the magazine, what do you see? When you go through a magazine, what do you see?
Products,
Mm.
brand.
When you're on television, what do you see?
Well,
When you're
drug,
on the radio, when you're on
drug,
the radio, what do you hear?
um, products, movies, ways to
When you're
spend.
online, what do you see? When you're on when you're on the internet, on the web,
Yo,
to when you're
YouTube. What's the
on
commercial
YouTube,
about?
you just said it, a
YouTube.
commercial,
Yeah.
advertisements.
Right.
And South Park did an episode hilarious. You cannot run from advertisement. They're going to be on your ass everywhere you go.
Mm.
That is capitalism. We got to be in your face. That's what cookies. If right now I could be talking about, man, I sure do need some deodorant. Look
Mhm.
how much on my phone and everything I click on could be Old Spice, Right On, all these different type of deodorants. Go be they're to the point that they're trying to these algorithms trying to remember what you need so what they can sell you.
Mm.
That's capitalism. That it's just that simple and plain. That's capitalism. So once again, from the news, when you look at it back in the day, Sears ads,
Mhm.
all those things that and everything you look, it's they selling you something right in your face. You just get so numb to it, but it's working on you honestly, unconsciously. Unconsciously. It has an impact on you.
Yeah.
So when you go on TV, you have commercials. When you listen to radio, you have commercials. You remember the jingles and things of that nature. The same thing with McDonald's. If you watching BET, they're gonna have ba da 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 da. They're gonna have a little bit more rhythm. You can see black people that look like you. Okay, you watch something on Chinese, they're gonna have Chinese people that got like ding 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 ding. They're gonna have something that or the holidays there's something you relate to.
Mhm.
They're trying to market to a demographic. That's part of the capitalism point. Where can I grab you? So when it comes down to even like social media now, day to day, we just go use y'all.
Mm.
Hey, and that's why when I was, I'm aware of content creators, when they used to reach out to me like, hey, we'll give you this product if you market it. I know my worth, G. I
Mm.
know how much it really should cost.
Mhm.
And that's when you can go into knowing our worth when we're doing these things.
Mhm.
Cause we can give out, look how much free marketing we be doing for folks that making other people money.
Yeah.
But that's capitalism. So if we that and that's the part of capitalism. Shout out to my girl Kay Blake, previous guest on the show. I don't know if you hear this, but she made a TikTok and she's pouring her heart out, saying how she don't want to be a part of this system where she just have to make money. And
Mhm.
it broke my heart a bit because I relate to it. But I bet, baby, that's the system. It's like I don't. It's like everybody out there playing tag during recess. That's the game everybody playing is tag.
Mhm.
You don't want to play tag,
Right.
baby. Tag will keep going with it without you. But you can be in that corner mad and feel lonely. And why everybody playing tag? That's the game that's being played. That's how I feel with capitalism.
Or
You
you could try to figure out a way to engage and not have to engage in that way because that's what millionaires figured out. How can I engage in people's spending and buying without having to wake up every morning on somebody else's clock?
but that's the point. She don't even want to do that.
Well, you got to
You
do
still because you that's the one I'm saying. Shay. See, you
that.
just well, you got to do it, or you can be homeless, or you can live off the grid. Black Mirror had an episode about this. The one we got to check the you can be a part of this system, black people, and with us being black people, we like and this is an American mindset, and I think a lot of us when I see black people and other people living off the grid, buying campers and trucks, and just not working 9 to 5s and learning how to camp, I respect that. but I'm part of the game.
Mm.
Tag grid. I ain't gonna be running as fast. I ain't gonna be the kid running, passing out. Nah, this I ain't gonna do all that. But I don't be playing because I like having nice things. I like having a little. They trying. I like just going in and having a excess of food.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to eat something, I ain't got to go hunt for it. I have strong running. These are the things where but they're basic needs in a sense. But I like having a MacBook. I like having the HD camera. I can't stand Androids. That's capitalism right there. The Apple got me hook, line, and sinker, bucko. I just got me an iPad for the first time.
Mm.
So I'm not everything I'm saying, I'm not judging anyone. I
Yeah.
just said just be mindful of what you're doing. That's
Right.
all I'm saying. And be careful that but I care more about people than I care about these items.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even say that I can't even say that full wholeheartedly. Because when they be asking me to donate at the grocery store, do you want to give no? Because I
Because
really don't trust what.
that too is a business. The business
And
already.
that's how I feel. That's a business. Now, would I give to someone else $1 in need? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
At all angles, you're involved, voluntary or involuntary. And uh, my focus is not getting consumed for the wrong reasons, and getting to a point where what I love to do brings in such an abundance that I can handle the things I need to do and prepare for what's coming and what I want to do while not directly hurting or pushing down people beside me or behind me. And that's going to take research. That's going to take understanding what you want and what you're doing. What is it affecting? And a lot of people don't want to know the backstory to what this company is doing or what their plan is long term. And that's a part of your growth, your kids' growth, their kids' growth is understanding what is their plan overall and who are they supporting. All of our companies that we need as far as insurance, utilities, how we get to and from work, our communities, those small city hall town meetings that a lot of people can't get off of work or are not in the know to know is going on. People know what they need to do in order to get people where they need to be to get what they want to get done. And we can't keep saying, oh, I don't deal in politics. I just want this. Because how you get this is understanding the politics behind who is going to provide that thing that you want. So you're at a certain point, you can't sit on one side and say, I want this, and not also contribute in the mix of what is going on in the conversation. And that is why capitalism, propaganda, and influence is working so well right now because they're all supporting each other in some type of way.
Same entity.
Yeah. It's a business. United States is a business. Okay? They're going to find a way to profit.
United States is the business. And how do they make their money? Off of what?
The people.
The people.
And every time the people think they're getting close to get out, they raise the bar. They raise the bar.
Reason, like once again, there's a reason they don't want you to have them smortions. You feel me?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean? Women? What do you mean, woman? You don't want to have this baby, so they can go out and make me. You know what? Let me stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Because people don't care about people; they care about the use of people.
Right.
Even look at this on what have you done for me lately?
So, with that being said, companies know that Black people want to see themselves represented in a certain way. They want to be proud of who represents them in sports and cooking and family and entertainment. They want their kids to see themselves in cartoons. When a movie comes out, you're going to expect the toys, you're going to expect the t-shirts, the pajamas, everything down the line. So it's branding at its best. And when it comes to our food, the food setup in the grocery store is to market to who's at this height, and this height. Okay? Oh. So it's all marketing and it's all snowballed in one. When it comes to our beauty standards, we spend the most money. When it comes to personal care, we gonna spend the most because we like to look better. We like to look nice. We like to feel good. The cars we drive, what we put into the cars that we drive, that is going declining in worth every day that we use it. Our jewelry, our clothes, the food.
Bling bling.
Okay, I live in Atlanta. Everything here is brunch. Everything here is drinking, lounging.
And people yelling, hey. I'm sorry.
So people are always out spending money on something. You can't go do any plans in Atlanta and not figure out a place to eat, a place to get drinks, a place to go get your car cleaned. You know, you're stuck in traffic, who you might see. So the way that these brands might track us is through brand track clicks, keywords, views from demographics all day, what we're scrolling on, what we're spending time on, what video we watched, how long we watched it, what stores we walked in, how they count us, what we purchase, what is selling the most, what times of the day we should send emails, what times of the day you should post on Instagram, you should post on TikTok. But as soon as you post something on TikTok, it tells you what the numbers are doing within 5 minutes of that post. Did you ask for it? No. Are they giving it? Yes. So that tells you you're being tracked. Your Explorer page on Instagram is okay, based on the other things you looked at and you spend time watching, check out these things. So maybe your Explorer page is not all of the things that you want to see, but they're creating an idea based on the data that they got from what you are paying attention to. Check these things out too. So these businesses are constantly working. Tomorrow's Friday. These businesses know that it's payday. Guess what? You're going to have at least 20 emails telling you, hey, you ain't buying nothing on Black Friday. Today is Friday. Buy this. We know your rent is due today, but buy this. It's a deal.
First.
Okay? A lot of these stores were very surprised because there was no one in the stores for Black Friday buying anything. There was no people bombarding for TVs.
That was not the truth. I was in stores in very rural cities and towns. There were people in them stores to the point where I just walked out because the line was so long. Now, compared to previously, no, because I don't know. Once again, when people showing that, you can try to pull them stores are still making money offline.
Oh,
Them
yes.
stores, like, don't get it twisted. They still making money.
What compared to Black Friday?
How much money did I say I spent today, Shane? Okay. Okay, we ain't got to say the number.
$3.
Yeah. $3. That's what I'm saying.
But
I got a new house, this is a milestone. I got to set up. And you know how many people that's been like stopping by, you know how many ads and stuff, you know how many, let me sell you this. You know how many kids, because they see, like, I like, how did y'all know? Like, people hit me about refinancing my house. What you mean refinance? I'm just building a house. How did you know? Because your credit score even tracks that and shares your information out too.
Yes, they sell your information to the point where you have to dig to find out. There's a section on this website to tell them, please don't sell my information.
Even on your phone, when you go to some apps, this app will like to know. And they telling you, they basically like, hey, I'm just asking you. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right.
But I'm just asking you, okay? Don't have to be such a jerk about it. That's how it is.
So we are being tracked. Our kids are being tracked. How we think is being studied. What we buy, what we pay attention to. This whole, you know, I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna go to Target, or I'm off today. I'm gonna go to Target. I'm gonna just look around and go to Target. Target knows that you're gonna be in Target. Target wants to be hashtag because they know that means more people coming to Target. Target wants to put things in it and brands in it and creators in it that they know you want to support because they need to make a profit. They need to bring in another creator that wants to do what this creator did, have the exposure this creator has. And it's all about what is your personal goal in this? And are you in a position to do what you're about to do? And a lot of people are not in a financial position to make the choices to buy what they're buying, to spend what they're spending. We're coming up on Christmas. How many Black families are not in a position to make it to the end of the month, make it every 2 weeks with what they're bringing in, and looking to buy presents to put under that tree, buy food for Christmas, pay these bills for Christmas? I don't know what the rent is going to be for Christmas.
Well, you just heard my example. My brother got locked up behind it.
Yeah.
You feel me? And like I'm breaking that cycle. I still, my debt to income ratio is way what's cajillion times better than I would say my family, I would say blessings. But I always say I got people in my family, they be going on vacation left and right. I'm like, how you going on vacation and we working this hard?
Right.
Matter of fact, like in the next few hours, it's about to be our anniversary. And we could just go do something chill and lay back for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
11 years. Same thing with even a wedding, man, when people like once again keeping up with the Joneses or the Jacksons or whoever you look at you want to compare yourself to.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I remember like me and my wife and maybe three other couples, we all got married around the same time, within 3 months. We all cool with each other. Man, one of them, they told us how much they pay for their wedding. Baby,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to my wife. But I would it was lit. We had a good time. And it looked good. I
Yeah.
was going to put together something for some pictures. Oh, I got some work to do. But case in point,
Yeah.
when I'm getting at, the other people, they spent like maybe 40,000 on their wedding. And that's low to many.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Their videographer, when they told me their videographer was $6,000.
That's why I don't want one.
And some people like once again, but because you ain't trying to keep up with the Joes and the Shane.
Yeah.
But how often you're taught at a young age, you got to have this luxurious wedding. You got this big thing to show out for people. My thing is, I started looking, a lot of these people, like, do they even still keep in touch with us?
No. You know what's so crazy?
Majority of my people are, they do, yeah.
My mom was never that mom that had the room with the furniture in it that you can't sit on, you can't touch, don't go in, don't
Oh,
touch.
we had that, yeah, mine too.
But I
We have an
had,
all white room in my house.
hey, I had the aunts with the furniture that you don't sit on. I got a godmother that still got plastic on her furniture from when I was 6, and I am 36. I've seen all those homes where they buy in abundance. Who came from a background of not having as much. So I see it, but for me now, having my own home, that's not important to me. Like, I didn't grow up in a house where I wasn't able to explore and sit and enjoy what was in my house. And I don't want my kids to grow up into a house where this is your room, you play here, you sit in this chair in this room, don't touch nothing else. You cannot go in this room. Don't do that. Don't touch this. Your Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock. You're cleaning the whole house. I have those aunts. I see my mom go to her friend's house who had the white rug, take your shoes off. Don't rub the walls, don't touch the banister. I've seen those homes, right?
Yeah, let me tell you something. You know how many people I didn't understand what they were saying. They're like, "Ooh, we can't send our kids to y'all house. Y'all
Yeah,
house not kid friendly." What do you mean our house ain't kid friendly? Well, they can't just do everything you were saying. I'm like, no, they're not supposed to.
yeah.
Why are you rubbing your hands against my white walls? What's wrong with you?
They shouldn't, but kids do that.
That's why they have to have no. You have to have redirection. You got freedom in other like so what you're saying, we like legit, we are complete different in that,
Yeah.
Because I've had both. I've had where do whatever you want. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had like, okay, we have some order in here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this, can't do this, and do that. And it helps me. I appreciate both, but I do lean on like, hey, I got some rooms in this house right now. Kids are not allowed in this house.
Right.
Well, not allowed in this part of the house. Yeah, you can't be running in and out. And yeah, children and adults have to take their shoes off when they come in my house.
But you know what's so crazy? I would expect that from two people living the way that you live with no kids.
Yeah. And guess what? If we had kids, be the same way. Only thing me and my wife talking about is we gonna give our kids candy and sugar. And I'm like, yeah. She like, no, I'm not raising my kids to be weird. That's not gonna happen. Okay, no, I knew them kids growing up. We're gonna have balance. Hmm.
I grew up with no boundaries on candy.
And how often do you complain? You grew up with no boundaries on nothing, Shan, what you be saying,
Okay,
and you
but
complain about it.
I'm paying for it still.
Yeah.
Okay, my
And
density
you got hit by a
wasn't
car because you grew up with no boundaries on candy. Okay,
okay.
you understand? So
And
my thing is, it's like, I think boundaries are important, especially for children. Boundaries are important for adults. I
yeah,
think that's a lot of people have too many loose boundaries and they get too comfortable trying people. That's why people be touching other people's hair
mm,
and grabbing and groping on folks because they were never taught boundaries. So
that's
they
what
think they can
I'm
do whatever they want to do. And I'm an enforcer of boundaries. So you try with me and they're going to be, and you could be shocked. What happened? Well, I'm sorry nobody taught you this as a child. You shouldn't do that. Or people just like, I've been seeing people just be going and living in other people's houses. Man, I would hate somebody ever did that. Try that, man.
saying.
It could be so quick and unpleasant, because I'm like, what do you think I care what the no, no, that don't work that way. But so, like I grew up around folks like that, we have order. Like my grandmother had plastic in some rooms. My auntie had an all white room. Still do to this day. Now she's more lenient. Like when guests come, she might chill. But as far as like on a day to day basis, kicking in her white room, heck no. And when I see all white, everything she made it a thing. Everything in there was white,
How did she
either
grow
gold
up?
or white. She grew up. She been on the show. She grew up. She was a twin. It was the like middle almost. But being a black family in East Texas, they were pretty well. They were pretty good. They had cars. They got what they want. They was known to be kind of the bougie. My grandmother grew up very low income poverty, and when they got away from a lot of family members, and they became very organized and wanted better. You know,
Yeah,
I see all sides of the coin when it comes down to capitalism as well as elitism too, when it comes into it. And with like my auntie, with me, like we got some stuff in here. You touch it, you buy, and like it's like some of the televisions. Like I just, it's not just like a low income. This is like a very elite stuff. It's my cameras. What else? Like we got some furniture and some like decorations in here that some people may not think, oh, I see, may not think nothing of it, but there's some expensive stuff.
yeah.
you don't think of it that way. Like I told my auntie I was gonna buy something for it. I think I'll be buy a dehydrator. She's like, "Oh, them things cost a fortune." Ain't no way. I'm like, "Well, man, in my head, they don't cost that much. It's like what $400, auntie." And she's like, "Oh, I can do it."
We just talked
I,
about that though. You said, you put something in front of me. I think is so much, and to you it might be nothing. Like,
exactly.
you know what I'm
So
saying?
I was like, well, until life get we've been blessed with a few fortunes in life, and once again, not saying I'm always gonna have it. I'm grateful for what we have, but at the same time, with some rooms, I'm like, I just want to kick it. Like I just want to sometimes you just want to have a bean bag, just kick it, chill, relax. I understand that too, but at the same time, I do have a mindset of once again in capitalism. I want things to be real nice.
Mm-hmm.
We got antique, like don't nobody like once again. I got dishes that I eat out of every day. I can throw on the roof, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
guess what? I got some dishes like those are like we might be using them once a year.
See, I don't have that. I grew up with that. My family, especially a lot of Caribbean people, they have the big cabinet, see-through cabinet gas stove.
Yeah, yeah.
So the silver, you have a time where you clean it. I don't want that. I seen that. I don't want that. The figurines, the Japanese inspired vases, and I don't want that.
Bars. And it's okay. You don't want that.
You know what I'm
But we
saying? But
still,
I've experienced that. I understand it. But I feel like I'm logical with what goes on in my household, and am I giving my children a space to develop comfortably? Do I want to buy the furniture that I want, that I like, and not think about, are they comfortable sitting here? Or what would they do in a chair? Am I comfortable with them doing that in this chair? I gotta buy them something that they're comfortable sitting in and relaxing in. And so a lot of the spaces in my house are, this is mine, this is yours. I sit
ain't
here.
that the same thing though?
No, because if they go in those spaces and they sit on that chair, it's okay. I'm not going.
I done heard you yell before. I ain't gonna say nothing dumb.
I'm not going like, don't touch this. Don't put your hands here. Don't do this. But I will say, you're not sleeping in my chair. You know what I'm saying? I will say you're not eating, like we don't eat nowhere in this house but in the kitchen.
Oh, that's a big deal then.
When I was growing up, we could eat anywhere in the house on anything.
I don't like people eating in bedrooms. That's my thing.
Listen, I don't even eat in my bedroom, but I will drink some coffee.
That's fine, but I'm talking about actually have crumbs and all that
No, no,
because it's a
no.
reason what it brings in there.
Yeah, I don't
And
do
once again, that's okay. Like same thing with it was something else I like. I'm a big stickler for it. But I've been to some. I've been.
that. I got that family too.
Man, godly, yeah, like oh
I
what
got the
this is.
family where
What's that me with Goofy? That girl, bitch, you live here.
I got family where you come in from the flight, they pick you up.
Oh
Before you
my
get out the
god.
car, you looking for an empty grocery bag so you can clean out the car to feel comfortable to get back in it. You get in the house, you put your bag somewhere where it's the cleanest section to put your bag. You haven't sat down yet. You said hi to everybody that's in the house, and you just stand up cleaning for the next 3 hours, and then you go shower.
See,
And
you sweet. Nah, baby. I don't nah. We ain't staying. I'm like, I've been to visit. I was we.
yeah, but
I ain't gonna say nothing else because I love them. But I'm like,
it's all love.
you,
But for me, I put myself in a position to understand what this person's day to day life is and what is their upbringing. And a lot of times, why my house is like it is because I understand that your space and where you live has a lot to do with your mind and how you think. and what trauma you're dealing with and what you haven't dealt with in your mind. So when you have a space and it's clear and you can put things down and go back to the space and pick it up and have it, that says a lot about you and how you think and your wife.
I'm gonna say this: we didn't get completely sidetracked.
But I'm just saying this has a lot to do with Black people just living in chaos or just buying or functioning and I need you on the go and you not even sitting to realize maybe what you have here.
Ooh, I was just about to take care of what you got.
Maybe if you dealt with all that's on your table right now, you can see clearly what you need.
Because sometimes, only way I keep up with the Joneses, what the Joneses house look like inside. Mm-mm.
Or are they dodging notes on the door? Are they hiding vehicles?
But that's the
that's the thing too. There's a lot of people that have vehicles that they park at other people's houses in their garages because they can't leave it on the street. It's not gonna.
Oh yeah. I be watching that dude tell everybody stuff. They be going to the gas station. How you be knowing they at the gas station? You be waiting out like that,
Tracker.
man.
Okay?
Yeah. You right. No matter. I go and pump gas, and my car is gone. Oh, but you didn't pay. You don't pay no stay. I did repo. Shane, the work I was in, right? I done repo before.
Yeah. And I
People,
enjoyed
but that's
that show too.
Man, when I tell you I come in, that show was fake. When
Yeah.
but it had a lot of real potential scenarios, but it was very much fake. But when I tell you the amount of when I used to sales when I worked at Rent a Center once again, it's such a legal scam. Okay,
I have never rented furniture, but I do know people who do, and I cannot.
but once again, it's if you go rent it. Don't rent to own it. Okay. Use it for like 3-4 months until you get something that you want to like, or just, like if you renting it for you a college student for like, oh, they could be here for a year, you got that type of money, cool. But you could have. I don't even get into all that, y'all. Cause you paying 300%.
Economics is
You're
knowing how
paying,
to use your money, how
but
to use
people,
the tools.
but the thing about a financial literacy.
That too.
So when we get into that whole point, it's easy to make money off people who don't know better.
Correct.
Listen, me shopping today. Once again, I looked and saw I'm a couponer. Let me tell you that.
You should be.
I am and people try to shame me. I'm in couponing since high school
Who
because I paid my own bills.
I was on the phone with Larry this morning.
Shout out to
Shout out
Larry.
to the couch session. His podcast. He was in the shop and he was talking to one of his clients. And he was talking about how his clients has this business and that business, and they don't never want to spend no money. Let me tell you, living in New York for a certain amount of years, working with luxury brands, people that actually own property, lived on Park Ave, and how they come into a store and are very, well, how much is this? Well, what about if I can pay you this and want to pay crumbs, but walk out looking like money? People with wealth don't spend their money. They find every way to not spend their money.
Y'all better act like y'all watched DuckTales growing up. I know like Scrooge McDuck was swimming in money, but when it came down to spending money, what was he like? Penny. But hey, what is this gonna do? What's happening here? He looking at every cent. He was very. I don't want to be that. I bet, but I am that.
I understand that.
Yeah, I use it like scrub. Hey, you got the money. Hey, every penny matter. Hey, like let some of his money, like a one coin, be away from it. All that money, he recognizes it.
Man, DJ Khaled talk about the fact that he don't got an accountant. He do it all himself.
It's a lot of work, but you see how accounts be messing folks over too. But I
Look
want to
at
be mindful.
Steve Harvey's accountant had.
Mm-hmm. He knew, but nah, Steve Harvey knew about it. You wouldn't. That sound like now, Steve. Okay, but anyway, that sound real. He just had a bunch of checks on the floor. He just write a bunch of blank checks. Come on, Steve. You
Even
trying to It's a lot of people though.
Rihanna's accountant.
It's a lot of
You
people.
know what I'm saying? What's that runner? That Jamaican runner. You say
You saying
Bolt,
Bolt?
his accountant. You
He
gotta
lost his
pay
money.
attention. You gotta spend money that you getting to hire people to manage yourself, and then find somebody to manage the person that's supposed to be managing your money.
Let me tell you, the Drake's go find a deal. Now we don't even we'll spend on something, but we can spend a lot more on ourselves. But we don't. We find deal.
But
Like
that's what you're
today,
supposed to do.
I legit like okay. I look where the savings at. I was one thing. I was buying some security cameras, some floodlights. Okay, you know the things. One of the camera lights was like two. It's like $199.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to get also a ring doorbell. I already ordered a ring doorbell with another deal, but I was like, you know what? I'm just looking for. I already put the floodlight and camera
Mm-hmm.
in my cart. Something tell me just keep looking. Blah blah blah. Tell me why the camera by itself was $199.
Mm-hmm.
I found a deal for a ring camera, floodlight, and something like another service come with it for 174. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, this the right one? This the same one? This must be some type of typo. How is this one cheaper? And it comes with a $90 ring light, not ring light, but ring doorbell, and like a service plan like Xfinity. How is this possible? Clicked on it, took the other one out. Say like, and I just looked down. I bought like bought like a stand for the mic. I bought another stand for my guest over here.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, a man was out here. The television. I wish I would have bought it on Cyber Monday or whatever, but that television was $1,000 off. I got it for $900 off this time. So legit, I got like a well over a great deal on my spending. And trust me, these prices do fluctuate. Now, all these things, do you even really need these things? Yeah,
No, but if you're gonna spend the money, you got to know how to shop.
but I wanted to ring because I stayed. But I want safety and security. We already had somebody try to kick the hot door in.
Right.
So now, even when people seeing their ring lights, how often you see people walk up try to do something? They see their face being recorded. I got 5 cameras around my house now.
Mm-hmm. And you got to make sure those cameras are not Wi-Fi cameras, because if the Wi-Fi is off, they good money.
No, they're wired. Every camera wired.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, except for the one. But even with my Wi-Fi, I have a backup generator. Oh, I'm bad, baby. We
But
go.
those are the things that people don't want to spend the money that they have on, but they want to have the nice things in it. Like I
I'm
was,
this close. If I get a water filter, that's anything I want to get a water filtration system for the whole
yeah.
house.
I was talking on Twitter this one. I said so many people line up to get things that they don't need on repeat every year. But I guarantee you don't have no homeowners insurance. You ain't got no renters insurance. You ain't got no life insurance. You don't have the thing you need to protect the thing
Because
you're
life
spending your
doesn't.
money on.
Man, you made me bring it all back. We had this conversation when everything culture first was born. Me and my partner, G Jack. Some people don't think life is worth it if you can't have those things. That's sad.
That's sad. But at the same time, you have to know what you need to be able to keep the things that you want.
But hear me out. But people, like once again, would your I say all the time, if I lose all this stuff, if God took all these things away from me, and I just had just the ability, the consciousness to recognize joy, love, laughter,
Mm-hmm.
each other, that would be enough. The trick is to show you these things that you want, that other people want, that
Mm-hmm.
make you feel like you need it.
They make you feel like you're nothing if you don't have it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Feel like you need it.
Because it's kind of like, just like you just said, if you lost everything you had today, tomorrow, would you still be Drake?
Absolutely.
Would you still have the mindset to do it better than you did it?
Mhm.
And that's what people need to have. But if you're living on a level of, I ain't nothing if I don't have this, or if I don't make more money than I made this year, next year, then I ain't doing it. I'm this age, I need to have this. I'm this age, I don't have no kids, I'm not married, I'm not with nobody. I need to do
That's
X, Y, and Z. I'm behind.
that's why society, that's why a lot of people can't find happiness. They're chasing something. that they chasing an imagination of something. They chase an imagination relationship. They really fight for capitalism.
They chasing capitalism that somebody's selling them visually, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah. Capitalism got to hit all points, all sides.
Hmm. So there's gonna be a lot of Nike tech sold.
Mm.
There's gonna be a lot of game systems sold. There's gonna
That's
be a lot
fine.
of black hair sold. Pink tax is a thing for women. Black tax is a thing. We pay on the daily. Our kids pay. Uh, a lot of our grandparents, if we still have them, are paying. A lot of these people for Atlanta have paid off their houses, and why they're leaving their houses because they can't afford the property tax now for their homes. And this idea of retirement and what is that actually going to look
I
like
was
for
about to
us?
say, good luck retiring me, mom. Be greeters at Walmart.
Crazy. I feel so bad when I see old people working, and I know they not supposed to be working at that age.
It's a system that's been created, though.
You know what I'm saying? And um, I forgot who was talking about this, but there's an estimate that by the time we people in their 30s become
Oh,
elderly, there ain't enough senior citizen
yeah,
places for us. There ain't enough beds for us. So if we're not on
established.
the snowball of what retirement will look like and what's going to keep bringing us in money to sustain us still being alive and our health and us being able to move about, where are we going to end up?
But that's what, but hey, I need people to donate to everythingculture.com. If you go to the page, everythingculture.com, once again, everythingculture.com, we have a PayPal button right at the top right corner. You just can become a one time or become a monthly subscriber. We greatly appreciate you. God bless you.
Like, we have to be working for ourselves while we work for other people. We have to know when to get up out those chairs and do it for yourself. If it's in you to do it for yourself, or go somewhere else that's going to push you further, closer to where you need to be for the next step in your life, your kids' lives. Because one job is not doing it, two job is not doing it. You have to have a lot of streams of income. You have to know how to make this money make money. It's a tool. You don't hold on to
You
money.
gotta, you gotta play tag. You gotta be part of the system.
Okay.
Oh, no, we didn't even talk about health because health is part of capitalism too. They
Health.
want to, they want to give you the cure. There's no money in the cure. The money's in the medicine.
I have this
Capitalism.
conversation in my house weekly with a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. Well, why don't they come up with a cure for this? Because they make more money off of the meds. They make more money off of companies telling you we'll give you insurance, but you need to pay this monthly. If they give
Mm.
you a cure and you're healthy, what are they making?
Hunger is a result of capitalism.
And the United States is the only country that sat into a room of other countries and legislation and said being able to eat and have food is not a human right.
We know.
Every other country said it's a human right.
Really? Y'all tripping. USA, that's you?
Like, what? They know it's capitalism and everything that they push. They would rather make money than to provide stability or just the decency of basics for human beings.
Yep. Because what I say again, people don't care about people. People care about the use of people. And the way to keep you going out there, make me some money, boy or girl. You ain't gonna eat. Your kids ain't gonna eat. Yeah, we got all this food. Eggs, stuff, stuff so expensive out here. And me working in places that I worked for a food bank.
Yeah.
and seeing how much food come in there, and see how much food there's still like. If it didn't come to the food bank, it would be thrown away,
And
and we
business
still got to throw a bunch of
food
food away.
away.
Like, and you got to pay to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much, and it's just, but at the time it's money, 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 money. But I'm like, people are out here really struggling, and then you think a lot of this food, like even the fake food, you can't even give me the fake food for free. This ain't even food.
No. And then if you turn around out of the kindness of your heart and you want to feed the homeless,
Oh, you get,
you have
guess
to
what? You got to
pay.
pay. You got to pay.
You have to pay.
Once
And if
again,
you didn't pay the government and you out there, you're gonna get a citation.
I want to put this behind one group of people I do not play with. I want to get the IRS and the OJs because I want to put for the love of money so bad as a background as the intro to this episode because you know they're gonna be on your neck.
Crazy.
They count their dollars.
It's crazy. You know, where would sports be without black people buying merch?
We'll talk about that later, Sharon.
Americans buying merch. There's a reason when Nike does shoe drops, they do it in the colorway that comes with the tech set, the t-shirt, the hat. It's all aligned for you to spend money because you want from head to toe to be what it needs to be.
And play the game. Are you gonna be playing to win, or you just be playing to be there?
Okay. Your vehicle. Yeah, you could buy any car you want, but that state gonna tell you you need to pay for the tax, you need the insurance. You can't afford it on your own. You need to have somebody to co-sign. Okay. So you can't get one thing living in the United States without getting something else. And if you get that one thing and you think somebody not coming to get it, and when somebody do come to get it, you're gonna be prepared the next time if you can have a next time. But you're going to have to spend money. And so with this whole inflation thing is if I'm getting push on higher prices, the people that I'm paying is getting pushed on higher prices. So yeah, they're going to make me pay more money. At every level of being able to have a business and sell and make profit, the government says, you can do this, but you need to pay me this. If you don't pay me this, you can't have the name of your business. You can't have lights here. This is a violation. You can't open your business to make money unless you get this many inches big enough for a wheelchair to come in here. Like there are violations and standards for you to have and be able to have service to make money. And that's why a lot of people might have a great idea, but to go through and push that great idea, you got to keep investing money in it. You know, that's why your friends can be your friends, but the way that you support me is not by asking me for something for free. Support me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invest.
It's gonna cost.
If you think I'm such a great photographer, pay me to come be your photographer. Support me. You're not gonna have nobody do free work for you for exposure. You could get exposure by turning on your phone today.
It's all about money. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. But that's what's been taught, and it shouldn't have to be that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Should, because it should go to that barter and trade where we really can communicate each other. If you know how to do this, I know how to do that. We exchange services. The money, the thought, what's again the belief. It's a belief system. Money's a belief system. Simple as that.
There's really no grandma house to drop your kids off for free while you go work. No more.
Because you have to go work, because grandma got to work too.
Okay, grandma house ain't paid off. She got property taxes.
Once again,
kitchen.
this is a U.S. really minded ideology until something happened, and they know this. It's bigger because you can go to like if different countries look what's happening. Well, I ain't gonna get too political once again because you can have if someone invaded this nation like really did this thing we call money, it ain't gonna matter. We got to worry about other things.
Look at all the countries getting together and be like, "No, we're not taking the U.S. dollar no more. We gonna do."
That's what I'm saying. Careful. The capital, because they see how capitalism works, and other people have picked up on it. Other people don't want to get jiggy with it no more. But I digress.
And again, Drake is not telling you can't have great things, you can't have nice things. Just because you work every day, you shouldn't have X, Y, and Z. You should. You know, who doesn't want to see the fruits of their labor? But there's a process to you seeing the fruits of your labor and keeping it. Okay. I've gotten a warning. The hangry man is coming. So let's snowball into my takeaways. Drake is a mess. Okay, so my takeaway is I don't want us to stop looking good. I don't want us to stop being better. But I want us to learn how to make our wants pay for themselves because that's what other cultures do. I'm not going to just be aloof to they had a better head start than us, Black people in the US. They have, is evidence, is in the history, even though they're trying to move those books out of our reach. Teach your people, give your people that knowledge, talk to your grandparents and your parents. But money is a tool, and we have to learn how to use it. We can't keep saying, my mom didn't do this, my dad didn't do this. If you have the internet, learn something, teach yourself something. Okay. Financial education is important. The earlier you teach your children and your family financial education, the better off they'll be.
Be consistent with it too.
Okay. Stop over consuming. If you have it at home, finish it. Okay. You go into the grocery store, go on the app, get a coupon. Okay. If you have a friend that coupons and you want to learn it, ask her or him to teach you. I have a friend that does that. How you walk out the damn grocery store with 10 things of detergent and only pay $5. There's a way. Okay? Learn it to keep your money. Learn how to keep your money. Learn how to borrow your money from a permanent life insurance policy. And build your cash value because there's a way to do that also. UL policies, whole life policies. Okay. Do it. Be open to traveling with family because that will expose you to options that you may have. Maybe your goal of living and staying in the US might be not what you thought it was. Maybe owning and buying a home in another country and that's just what it is might be for you. There's a lot of people exploring that conversation right now because United States ain't looking like it's worth what it's worth to stay here. Start a business and grow ownership if you have that ownership business mindset. Ownership and running a business is not for everybody. Somebody has to be a worker. Don't downplay somebody having a job over you starting your business. Maybe that's your lane, maybe that's their lane. Okay? Buy land before your third and your fourth car. Like I would love to see more of us buying land before we buy a third or fourth car that's going to depreciate. Understand the protection of trust and investing. And we didn't talk about this, but I don't think desegregation helped us. I think it made us more relaxed when we should have kept pushing. But that's a whole nother conversation that I'm not going to do right now because Drake is giving me the eye. I'm finishing up.
That could be a great different. That could be another episode we can put on for that, y'all.
The Black impact is that we could be so much better and bigger. All of our relatives don't get it. All of our relatives won't get it. Everyone can't come, i.e., Harriet. Okay. Everyone doesn't want to plan to prepare for tomorrow, and that's okay. You got to know when to pivot and find your people, break your old habits, be better, grow to be better, learn and explore what your options are, because everybody has options out here to save, invest, increase your investment, and protect yourself. And it is okay to not be in the mix. I think we have this mental habit of having to be in the time. You don't. I am so comfortable not being in the mix. My life is very.
But that's you, Shan. Once again, I've had this conversation with other people. That's you, Drake. You boring. I got to know what's happening at all times.
That's
because
crazy.
they're part of the system. They're playing tag.
So I do want us to be better. I love when I see Black people gaining and growing and being able to move and have their own land and raise their kids and homeschool them and have a different mindset and a free mind. You know what I'm saying? We might not be completely free in the United States, but to have a free mind, it takes work. So that's my takeaways. Anything you would like to add?
I love y'all. I just, know the system, learn the system.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be a part of the system if you don't want to at all. You ain't got to hurt somebody else to get where you want to be in life. Yeah. Recognize that you are more than just something to be used. You are more than these bills. You are more than these items. And the people you interact with are more than that as well.
Yeah.
Let's be kind to one another and love one another. Stop looking at each other as dollar signs or a come up. You don't need all those things you think you need.
Yeah.
Very important. And we appreciate y'all.
Yeah. This is another She Gets It Everything Culture Collab. Don't forget to subscribe, support us. You can donate to the show. Go to redcircle.com. Go to the show notes. We appreciate you. We'll be back here next week with another one. Enjoy your time with your people. We spend the most, but it's time for us to earn the most. Okay? So let's get it. Drake is about to eat, y'all.
Hey, y'all about to see a different side. But y'all are great.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.